and we want the fans out of their seat. We want to score goals. We want to give them, momentum on our side, and then on the flip side is when we don't have the ball, is it we got to be dogs.
Hey, and we're live. Welcome, everyone, to Afterburn Soccer Show. We're expecting a couple of other guys to get their heads dragged in here on the screen in just a little bit as we talk about another busy weekend of action for FC Dallas and North Texas Soccer Club. Of course, I'm Nathan. You can follow me at Afterburn Soccer on X. And good friend here, Chris Winters at C Winters on X. And Jose should be joining any minute now, and Colin said he was going to be able to make it. So we'll see. Maybe they're just in the process of navigating the interwebs right now. But hey, before we do anything else, let's go ahead and let me pull up. I was able to grab it from Twitter real quick. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Hold on. No, that is it. This is it. I'm sorry.
That's the one.
This is the one. This is Nolan Norris brace. That defending.
Go on.
That defending, not exactly top tier defending there against New Caledonia. Population 270K, which is just a sliver of DFW. Just a little, just so. I don't even know what city to compare it to. I think Garland is bigger than that, but I don't know. So I'd have to look it up. But gosh, right now Nolan Norris already with a brace in that one, and US U20's up 7-0 at this first game of the U20 World Cup. So good job for Nolan Norris as they see that one out. Confident win, get things started. Good stuff. But certainly a busy weekend. Chris, since you're on first, let's just start with North Texas. We'll get into FC Dallas in a little bit here as the guys join. But yeah, we knew what was on the cards for North Texas. They just needed to get a result at home to really lock things down, and it seemed like this was the perfect opportunity to get that win. Oh, here comes Jose. All right. So, Jose, we're starting with North Texas, just looping you in.
Okay.
They just needed a win, and they would have probably locked up their postseason against Real Monarchs at home, but it was not to be. This was one of those frustrating roller coaster, yo-yo, whatever you want to call it, performances where they did go up 1-0, Chris Salazar with the goal, but then it was all Real Monarchs, really, and they were just lethal in their finishing. Just a disappointing game, disappointing result. What were your thoughts on North Texas dropping points at home?
Yeah, I think you kind of summed it up. Disappointing, and I think that was the sentiment even with, head coach John Gall. Like, it was just kind of an utter disappointment, unfortunately. With where we were both at in the standings, you thought we would have put at, a little bit of a closer fight in this game, but they just outclassed North Texas pretty much the entire time. I thought Harms played well, had a couple saves, but it just, everything they were doing, and especially in the second half, they really couldn't bounce back from anything, you know? I think one thing I did want to highlight that has been a little worrisome over the past couple of games was the guy that's been automatic and been Mr. North Texas, Sam Sarver, has been a little quiet. And, 2 games ago, I thought he was kind of had an off performance, which you chalk up to just one of those games. And then yesterday, or, their last game, kind of the same, not a whole lot of, action from him. So as you're jumping into the playoffs, that's something to worry about. You need guys like that to perform. He should be kind of an automatic, like he's going to have a great game if they're going to do well, and especially going into the postseason. But it was just kind of a frustrating performance all around, I think, and I think even the coach would say that. But
yeah, and it's certainly not out of the playoff picture. I've got the current standings up here, and the good news you would think is, hey, they're going to go play this coming weekend out here on the West Coast against LAFC2. We're at the bottom of this table, but LAFC2 just took North Texas to the woodshed in Choctaw Stadium. Of course, things can still go their way, and 40 points might be enough if Austin FC2 and Houston Dynamo 2 struggle, drop points. I'm not even sure who they're playing. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, it's you at least want a point, but I'm not even sure a point would do it if Austin gets a win, because I think goal differential is not in North Texas's favor. So you want to go get at least 2 points. You want to get the win on the road this weekend. Jose, any thoughts about North Texas dropping points?
Well, I actually wanted to disagree with Chris for just very little. So it's really three different tales here, a tale in 3 parts. The first 25 minutes before Real Monarchs scored that goal, North Texas up 1-0, and frankly, Real Monarchs were playing very shaky. They kept turning the ball. They couldn't connect on passes. There was an opportunity there for North Texas to tack on more mystery, and they failed to take advantage of the fact that Real Monarchs came out there, and they really looked like they weren't, like they were nervous. Maybe they didn't. They like I said, they weren't connecting on passes. They were turning the ball over repeatedly. They looked very disjointed, and that's for the first 25 minutes. And then they scored, and next thing you know, all of a sudden, Real Monarchs found their footing. Now they're connecting on passes. Now they're not turning the ball over. Now they're looking more dangerous. They score 6 minutes later, and it's 2-1. And all of a sudden, at that point, they had grabbed the game by its throat. And if you were looking at what was going on, they were simply hustling to the ball more than North Texas. They were out hustling North Texas to every loose ball, every time there was deflection. If you go back and watch the game, every time that ball rolled between two players from the opposite side, from both teams, were going to it. Every single time Real Monarchs got there first, and that led to the 4th goal where TJ saved it. It deflected off, and the RSL attacker got to it before the defender could. And honestly, after the 25 minute, in the second half, it was a very professional undressing by Real Monarchs. They simply knew they had the game. They knew they were in control, and they played a very professional, very methodical, we're going to grind you guys. And they had that set piece goal, which they're very good at. And frankly, Real Monarchs are just right now, they are finding their groove. This is, I believe, their 4th win in a row, and it coincides with the addition of I don't know the guy's name. I think it's Rodriguez the guy that had the visa issues, and I may have it backwards, but I think he's got like 7 goals in 5 games, or is it 5 goals in 7 games? Either way, it's very impressive.
It's Berea, their striker.
Berea,
he's been on a tear lately. But yeah,
I know it's either Berea or Rodriguez. I get them both confused. They both scored.
Yeah. So, I was gonna say that was the other goal scorer. So
yeah, they both scored. So that's why I get them confused. But ever since Berea's arrived, Real Monarchs have essentially become a much better team. They were missing that tacker, and that's what North Texas is missing right now. North Texas is missing that one lightning rod player. It was Sarber, but they need more. And you know, you gotta give it to North Texas. They played some young players. I'm very happy to see that. And you're gonna get, you know, they could field a better lineup if they wanted to. They figured at home, if you're gonna play young players, play them at home. And you know what? They get another win in their last couple of games got left, and they'll lock in the playoffs. They're actually sitting pretty well. As long as they get a result here in their remaining games, they should be in. So, not a panic mode. I think just Real Monarchs is hitting their stride at the right time, and North Texas just happens to run into them. They were fourth. I believe they're fourth right now in the standing. So not a bad team to lose to. It's terrible that it's at home, but Real Monarchs deserved that win. They simply out hustled them across. You know, after the 25th minute, they simply out hustled them to every single ball, and North Texas had no answers.
Yeah, and the only thing I wanted to add real quick to that was I totally agree with what Jose's saying. I think I even tweeted out at, you know, pretty close to halftime that it was 2-1. North Texas is down. It just felt like there was another goal coming from North Texas because the goal from Christopher Salazar looked great. Offensively, there were moments where they had opportunities, but then for whatever reason, the second half, they just, I mean, like Jose's saying, Real just beat them to every ball and just clicked just as an entire unit. So,
yeah, there were several opportunities clean opportunities that North Texas had. They simply skied. I mean, they skied those balls. Yeah. They were nowhere near where they needed to be. And you're right. They did create some of those opportunities. And if any one of those goes in, we're talking a different game. But it wasn't to be. You know, the ball just was bouncing Real Monarchs' way this game. And like I said, I'm not going to panic. I saw some good things. I saw some things they could fix. And like I said, they can field a better lineup if they wanted to. And I don't mind them playing younger players given minutes.
Well, I think North Texas is up against it. Of course, last season I was able to watch them be in person and watch them take on LAFC 2 at Cal State Fullerton Stadium, and you know, North Texas just took LAFC 2 out. It was a dominant performance. I don't think we're going to see that kind of performance. I mean, maybe we will. Certainly a win. North Texas is in, but it's going to be tough. They're going to.
Yes. Well, I just want to add though that if they get in, are we going to see what they did last year, where they bring it down a couple of senior players? There's a possibility they could go that way. In which case, you're going to see a completely different team than what you're seeing right now. Excuse me.
Yeah, we'll see. I was looking at the other schedules. So the other two teams that are still have a shot: Austin FC with a win, or North Texas loss or draw probably gets in. Austin FC is playing the Town FC. Town FC is number 2. Of course, they probably want to lock that up, but the thing is, Town FC plays Wednesday, and if they can lock up the 3 points against Whitecaps FC 2, you know, they probably will feel like they can rest some guys on that last game of the weekend against Austin FC 2. So that might not work in North Texas's favor. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Houston's on the road against Tacoma Defiance, who are, of course, out of contention, and so, you know, Tacoma could rotate a lot of guys, give some young guys minutes, and Dynamo too. But Dynamo would need a win and you know, an Austin FC to lose and really North Texas to lose. So
they would need the two teams in front of them to basically collapse.
Yeah.
Houston Dynamo has to win out. You know, like I said, Austin also needs North Texas to drop another result. You know, they don't have to lose, but a draw would be hurtful to North Texas. So yeah, it's like I said, if North Texas can take care of business and get at least a win in one of their next two games, I think they'll lock it up.
Well, there's just one game
left.
I
think it's only one left.
Sorry. So they have to get a win.
Yeah.
Sorry. I thought they had, for some reason, I thought they had 2 games for some reason. Yeah. But no,
it's
you're right.
Confusing,
it's just one game.
FC Dallas had to reschedule that game, and so FC Dallas has 3 games left. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, I do plan to be there. Try to make it up to USC campus and be there in person, and hopefully it's a joyful event and North Texas punches their ticket, because we want to see their season extend, and no, it's not going to be easy at all. But hey, they have an opportunity. They take care of business. They get that win. They keep playing.
And and they still have an outside shot at finishing as high as the 5th seed. So
Which is crazy.
yeah, which is why it just shows you how packed that, how tightly contested those last 3 playoff spots are.
Well, let's shift over to FC Dallas. FC Dallas went on the road against Pacific Northwest, big result. I mean, one of those results, as I talked about, you could argue, hey, maybe FC Dallas deserved more points. Maybe Portland had a shout for that too, but in the end, it was a 2-2 draw, a really hard-fought, physical game. Felt like a playoff game again. FC Dallas found what they need to at least get that point, and road points, you take them. You take them anytime you can get them in this league. Certainly, some other results didn't go their way. The rest of the San Jose in particular, we can talk about that. Gosh, what a win that was. But hey, FC Dallas is still in the thick of things right now. But let's just talk about that win. A goals from Petar Musa, a PK off of a foul on Logan Farrington, and then we saw in the opening credits there that clutch Anderson Julio goal. Almost kind of I don't know if he was credited an assist from Logan Farrington on that, but practically should have. So a big performance from a whole bunch of guys on this roster to get that draw on the road. Jose, what were your thoughts about this result?
You have to feel good about that point, especially the way the team played. Was there a chance for 3? I'm just happy to get the draw. I think it's the way they played throughout the game. They were never out of it. They were never in panic mode. They were never appeared to be scrambling. They were played very much the way we've seen FC Dallas play in their current run of form. They look good. Their attack looked fluid. That own goal hurts, And let's not talk about the uncalled dog. So I mean, if there's anything I want to complain about, it's that there's how is that not a dog? So it's a penalty, and then you give him the guy yellow, the last defender. I don't know how you don't call that. It's puzzling to me. I honestly, that happens, and maybe it's a win. Maybe I'm not saying there's no guarantee that being up a man gets you a win, but it certainly gives you a shot. It changes the way you play the last several minutes of that match. So I'm happy with the result. A draw. I mean, right now with the game in hand, this team is in control of its destiny. They get a win at home, and then you get a point from your game in hand, and you're in. Honestly, and any result, even if you don't get a win, I think you get 2 draws, you may still be in. They're sitting pretty good right now. I mean, a win would make us feel better. But yes, I'm pretty happy with the result. I'll take it.
Chris, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, pretty similar. I think one of the things that stood out to me was just the resiliency that they showed. You go down a goal, you're able to tie it up. You go down they get a second late, and then you're able to tie that up, come out with a point on the road against Portland, who, I mean, obviously it's a notorious place to play, so could have been more, but you have to be happy about that. And yeah, you got the second one here. Like, you gotta love when you see, yeah, look at that, boom. I was going crazy when that happened.
I'm just watching Musa split those 2 defenders to get his head on that. That
right.
was exciting. You knew something special was about to happen.
Oh, 100%.
I just love, something that the media crew is really playing into, but just the way this team is celebrating together, the way, there's no ego right now. There's just guys battling, guys wanting to see each other score, wanting to see these opportunities. come to fruition and the joy together as a team. It's something we didn't see enough of maybe in the first half of the season, and we really see these guys battling for each other. Such a amazing thing to see. Just so awesome.
Isn't it crazy to see the turnaround? Obviously, don't want to bring up the L word, Mr. Voldemort, Lucho Acosta, but the team, when he's gone, they are just they're a team, and that's incredible to see. I feel like watching North Texas for the first half of the season played very cohesive and very much like a unit. But FC Dallas has really just picked that up to where everyone's kind of on the full, forefront trying to come together as a team. And you love to see that as a fan. So
you love to see it. Let me see if I can. Here are the standings as Jose is mentioning right now. 38 points, just outside of that 9th spot. Both a game in hand. So a draw this weekend. I know Real Salt Lake is in the mix still too, but at least a draw would get you above San Jose, who got that clutch win against San Diego. Who saw that coming? Like, gosh.
Like you said, clutch. It's a clutch win.
But you get the win this weekend. You get a draw the next weekend. The opportunity is there for Dallas to continue to make some noise. And of course, winning out 9 points. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but would potentially shoot them a little higher. But that's really going to be tough. It looks like right now they're playing for at play-in game against Colorado or against some other team that's in the mix there too. So opportunities ahead for FC. You got to feel though that they a point. Yeah, you would have loved 3 points, but a point on the road, they're in the mix. That's what you want. That's what you can ask for at this stage of the season. And of course, good to see kind of a healthy squad out there. I guess Sebastian Leggett was a scratch. Diego Garcia got some minutes, and I love seeing him get some minutes. Did all right, did fine, just fine for himself. Just so many little stories. I have been one of those voices that's been so hard on Ibiaga and Abubakar. And hey, they're doing fine. They're doing fine. They're getting some good minutes. The guys are coming in. They're playing with their hearts out. They have their limitations at this stage of their career, but it's fun to see that hey, they're not that much of a liability when there's a competent setup around them, right? When there's other pieces in place that can shield some of those liabilities. So, it just has been quite a turnaround this season for this team.
You can say his name as long as Urugita is playing down the middle, and not as a left center back or right center back, but in the middle, and they know that have that protection. Yeah. They're fine. It just makes a huge difference, and I actually like what I saw from Abubakar when he came in. Signaling that we're going for the draw, and I liked how aggressive he was, and he was getting to the ball first. I just like what I saw from the guy, and I'm happy to see the back line playing solid. Other than that own goal, of course, but yes, I think the defense looks very solid. I think the whole team looks solid, up and down. I have no complaints. Everyone played wonderful. In all honesty, I'm trying to think of someone who had a bad game, and I think maybe I don't know who I would say had a bad game. Right. Portland played. Playing at home, they played very well, and I thought the whole team played really well. I wouldn't single someone out as this team in that game.
Oh, not too late. Here comes Colin. Just talking about the FC Dallas draw against Portland. What were your thoughts about that result?
I'll be honest. I'll take the result, to be honest. We honestly unfortunate to get a win, I'll say that, just because we scored on ourselves. But I think it's one of those instances where we need to be more clinical in the final third, because we had literally that string of like 4 shots or 5 shots.
Oh yeah.
2 on target and 1 was blocked. we gotta bury one of those chances. I love I say I love Bernie. I've been hating on him all season and started liking him at wingback recently. But Bernie has been great recently. Dude needs to bury that chance. Is all I'm gonna say. That 1-on-1. Musa on the follow up, I think it was, needs to bury that chance as well. It's just one of those things. Any other night, I think we bury those chances and win and take 3 points from Portland for the first time. But according to Portland fans, we were getting every call in the book, even though we should have been up a man for the last 40 minutes. So
right, every call but the one that counted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take the point. We need it for the playoff push.
True.
Yeah, there were definitely chances out there. You look back and kind of go, "Oh, the team should have done better." We had our opportunities, but that's soccer. Sometimes the ball bounces weird, and credit to their goalkeeper for making some plays, getting big and getting his body in the way. But yeah, these are we'll see. We'll just see. But yeah, you're right. I didn't see too much favoritism. Both teams were very physical, and that's what you expect going up to play Timbers, the Timbers in their own house. It's going to be a physical match, and that turf is always going to be a little bit. The announcers say it's the best surface in MLS. I'm not so sure about that. Guys get hurt on that surface all the time, but it is fine,
I think what he said was it's the best turf in MLS, but it's still turf.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure that's what he said, which I had a big chuckle out of that. I was like, it's still turf. I mean, like, come on.
All right, well, let's start to wrap the show up then. I mean, I don't know if Nolan Norris has scored 3 more goals as we've been talking. I don't think so. I think hopefully they have let the gas, let it go into idle and maybe rotate some guys in on that U20 game, that World Cup game. But good for Nolan Norris. But let's do some predictions. Of course, North Texas SC, their final game of the season out here on the West Coast. They're going to be on University of Southern California campus. They're playing LAFC2. LAFC2 has been eliminated, but obviously LAFC2 would love to just close out North Texas this season. And so North Texas is going to have to bring it, hope for that a win to keep their hopes alive and secure that final playoff spot. And then FC Dallas is back at home against Los Angeles Galaxy. A big match. They're going to have 2 weeks in a row of facing the Galaxy, who, are low down the standings, but have great players and are a dangerous team. They're not going to give you anything, but you got to get the win at home. So let's just do some predictions. Let's start with North Texas, and then we'll do FC Dallas. Let's do North Texas first. Jose, you've got a prediction?
North Texas, I think they'll take care of business. I'll pick a 2-1 win. It'll have its moments, but I think they'll get the job done, and I think they'll lock in that playoff spot.
All right, Chris.
Jose definitely stole my prediction. I'm going 2-1. And also, for the record, everyone listening, Jose called the score, I think, exactly last time they played. So it's going to be a 2-1 win. But you can go ahead and just mark it down. Don't even worry about it. We'll be good. Jose predicted 2-1. So that's what I'm going.
Go to your bookie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all right, there we go. Colin, any thoughts on the North Texas?
I'm gonna be honest. I've not been paying attention. I have customers, but
Right.
about the upcoming game, who do they play again?
Yeah, they're playing LAFC2, and if their win, they're in the playoffs.
It's Elliott. I haven't been paying attention. I go 2-1 win. I think if anything, we go down early and we have another comeback game. We always, for some reason, seem to do better when we go down. So I have one of those. I think we'll have the backs against the wall mentality, go down 1 and then win it 2-1 to sneak into playoffs.
All right. Gosh, I want to stay with y'all's positivity, but I'm feeling a draw. But I'm going to say 2 points on the road. I'm going to say it's a 2-2 draw, but North Texas gets the extra point, and it may still be enough. We'll see. We'll see.
If they get the draw and they win in the shootout, they'll secure, because that'll keep them 4 points. So that'll be the securing place to make it.
Either or is good, but you'd prefer the exclamation point.
Yeah.
But we're gonna see them fly out there because they got nothing to lose. It's win and you're in. So they're gonna bring every attacking player they can into this one and see how it works. All right, let's do FC Dallas. Colin's ringing up people. But let's close that. Chris, what are your thoughts? FC Dallas this weekend at home against the Galaxy.
Oh man, I've been going back and forth just because I don't know what we're gonna get from the LA Galaxy. They've sneakily over their last 5 have only lost 1. I think they drew twice and won twice. So obviously we've had a great run of form, 7 games unbeaten. As it gets to playoff time, I think I'm gonna go 3-2 win. I think we have an offensive output. I think LA Galaxy are going to give up a couple. I think we'll give up a couple, but I think we'll end up walking away with 3 points, 3-2.
Okay, 3-2, nice. All right, Jose.
I'm gonna go with a 2-0, comfortable win. There will be high drama though for the last, I'll say the last 20 minutes, as Dallas will be up 2-0. And Musa will have tied the record for most goals, and everyone will just be waiting to see will he or won't he break the record at home by scoring a brace. So Musa scores a goal, ties it up, and then we all hold our breath and wait to see if he can break it in Dallas, which I think would be the best thing to do. That's what we all want to see.
Nice. Colin, you have a prediction for FC Dallas?
100%. It's going to be a 3-0 win, and I think it's going to be very convincing. I think the Galaxy are poor on the road. I think the only player that's really going to be fighting for anything is going to be Cerrillo to prove against his old team, which Cerrillo's had great games against us. He hasn't really had a bad one. I think him and Winder at the back at center back are going to be probably their only 2 players really fighting for anything. Because Winder, I believe, is on that either extension year or sign him to a new deal this year, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it's going to be one of those things where those are the only 2 players are really going to be caring about anything. Paint still maybe goes off, whatever. They still have the quality, don't get me wrong. But I just think with how this team's playing and how we're playing defensively, I don't think we're going to – I think it'll be the one time we get a clean sheet where it's actually they're shooting and actually taking shots. It's not like the clean sheet we had against was it St. No, it wasn't St. Louis. It was someone else at home a couple weeks ago. It's not going to be like that game at all where they're not getting any chances.
Portland?
It's going to be – yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. It's not going to be one of those so just have to see how it goes.
All right. Great. I love the positivity. I'm going 4-0. I think it's going to be a blowout. I think
we're like one up in each other. Is that what's going on?
Due just for those balls to bounce in, and I think Kamungo is going to get a goal. I think Musa's going to get a brace, and I think Farrington's also going to get a goal. So they've all been asking. It's all been due, and who knows what Anderson Julio is going to do. But yeah, I think it's due, and not that it's going to be. Not like Galaxy aren't going to put up a fight and FCL is going to have 30 shots on goal or something like that, but they're going to take their chances and it's going to be delicious. All right, good. Well, we got stuff to look for. Another great weekend of action. Again, I'll be trying to get some good content out and look for my on Sunday afternoon. I'll be doing some live tweeting from USC Stadium if everything goes well, if traffic is smooth, all that kind of stuff. Trying to get there to see how it goes and hopefully get to interview some of the guys afterwards and hopefully congratulate them to an extension to their season. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend. All right, let's leave it there. Appreciate you guys. Of course, everyone else, Afterburn.soccer. Look it up on wherever you find podcasts. Subscribe, like, share, do all that stuff. Let's enjoy the soccer. Dallas till we die. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, guys.
Did you get your $100 yet? That's the other question.
Oh, that reminds me.
The Xbox.